So I just filmed a video about stamps for my main channel, and I figured while my makeup is nice, I might as well pop on here and do a little bit of a seed haul. So recently my partner and I went to Kansas City to visit some friends, and while we were there, one of our friends mentioned that there was a seed library. I have never been to a seed library. So in my brain, I thought that seed libraries worked kind of like regular libraries, where you would have to have a library card, where you would have to bring something in if you're taking seeds, but that's not how it works. We went to the seed library and I was kind of surprised because it was like massive. It was like this whole wall just full of old seed packets, full of like jars full of basil seeds, and I felt like there had to be some kind of limit. So my partner and I asked the people who were there how many seeds you are allowed to take, and they basically just said take what you can plant, which is fantastic. And then she also said if she had to pick a number, maybe 20 maximum. So I decided to try and get a little bit less than that. So they had baskets and baskets of seed packets, and when I looked at them, they were marked for the year 2023, which is probably why they were donated to the seed library in the first place, is that it was excess stock from a seed company. So if you own a seed company, you have to sell seeds that were grown the year before. So if you grow something in 2019 and you want to sell the seeds, you can only sell those seeds for 2020. A lot of the seed packs that they had at the seed library were marked for 2023, which means that they are too old to sell, but they're perfectly good for planting. These seeds will still germinate. These seeds will germinate for years. Seeds will lose a certain amount of germination percentage over time, but I've seen someone grow a previously thought extinct tomato from an 80-year-old seed packet. Seeds don't really expire, but there are regulations around what seed companies are selling to make sure that they're selling the best possible version of their product. It's just a really helpful regulation, and then those companies can donate their excess stock. So anyway, I grabbed a bunch of seeds while we were there, and this is basically gonna be like most of my 2024 garden. They had a bunch of seeds that you could just scoop out, and so I got 3. I got giant noble spinach, sweet Italian large leaf basil, and some California Wonder bell peppers. This is like 1 spoonful of seeds. This is going to be enough forever. This is gonna last me like a decade. There are enough seeds in here for me to have bell peppers in my garden for the next 10 years. So these were donated to the seed library by the company Serenaseed. I got 2 packs of dino kale. I've already opened one and started a little bit, but if you read the back, it says packed for 2023, which means that they couldn't sell these anymore. So they were excess stock, and there were like 100 of these seed packets, which also made me feel okay about taking 2. On top of that, they had an entire jar just full of dino kale seeds. So this was like nothing. And then from the same Serenaseed company, I also got Moon and Stars watermelon. This is a type of watermelon that I only have like 4 or 5 seeds for, and it's one that I really, really want to be able to grow. And last year I tried growing watermelons, but they all ended up the size of like a softball. So I think I'm gonna try again. But this year, because I was able to get this pack, I can try it with Moon and Stars, which is one that I really, really want to try and get to grow. Or I can use all of my old Moon and Stars seeds and then hold on to these ones, because these ones are a bit fresher, so they're gonna have better germination rates. I'm gonna try watermelons again. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna try and get some watermelons again this year. And then I also got 2 packs of the Marketmore cucumbers. This is another one that I have already started a couple. So this is actually the type of cucumber seed that I grew last year, the Marketmore, and they work so well. They're great for pickling. They're like a good size. And the main reason that I want to grow them is because I know I can. I grew it in this climate. I believe I can do it again. And now I think I can like succession sow them now that I really know what I'm doing with them. And I am gonna make so many pickles because I don't like cucumbers, but I love pickles. So I'm really just growing a pickle tree. I did grab a straight 8 cucumber. It's a different type of cucumber that I have never tried before, but I know I can grow one of them, so it stands to reason I might be able to get these to grow as well. And I can see what the different varieties are like. So another one that I would really like to grow this year. I want this year to be the year of the cucumber. I mean, that's basically what last year was, so I'm gonna do it again. And then there's another fairy morse. The fairy morse are from 2021. This one is yellow squash. I always try and grow a squash. I did not get any to grow last year. I'm thinking maybe I'll just start a little bit later in the season. These ones are gonna be experimental for me because I have yet to get a squash to grow down here other than the pumpkin, that was a surprise, but it's from lack of trying, not inability. I think I tried a little bit last year, but it wasn't like a main priority. So this is another one that I think would be good for this year. Maybe. It's gonna be very experimental and I will explain why after I finish going through all these seeds. Next, I have 4 ornamental gourds from Livingston, and I believe these are all 2022 and 2021. So I have a snake gourd, a dipper gourd, which is good because I only had a couple of those seeds. Loofah gourds, because I managed to get 2 very tiny ones to grow, and I would like to have a lot of really good loofah gourds. I was told by someone at the farmer's market that last year was just really bad for loofah gourds, so hopefully it's just the weather and I can get loofah gourds to grow this year. That's another one I would really like to have, just some giant loofah gourds. They're good for sponges. And also more bushel gourd seeds. Thinking about it now, I don't think I really needed to grab this one because I did manage to grow 1 bushel gourd last year. Bushel gourds are supposed to be like this big. They're supposed to be like the size of bowls. And I did manage to grow 1 bushel gourd last year, but it's only about this big. It's pretty small. For a bushel gourd, it's still a pretty good sized fruit, but it's gonna take like an entire year to dry and harden. This used to be bright green, and now it's finally starting to turn yellow. You can see all the warts on it. So right now I'm just kind of letting it sit and waiting for it to turn yellow and dry, and then I can harvest the seeds. So I guess actually it's a good thing because I don't have that many bushel gourd seeds left, and I can't harvest the ones from the bushel gourd that I have until it's actually dried, which takes a year. I love gourds. Gourds are like one of my favorite things to grow. And then also from Livingston, Blue Doll pumpkin. I thought I had like almost every pumpkin seed, and I guess I missed one because I've never heard of this. It looks really good. The main reason I want to grow this is because it's a baking pumpkin and because it looks cool. It's a fun color. Joe picked this one out. I'm very excited about it. It's supposed to be a sweet pumpkin, so I think I can make really good pie and pumpkin soup and various squash dishes. So that's really cool. New pumpkin type, breed, variety. New pumpkin variety. Yay! And then I also got some thyme because I have been desperately trying to get thyme to grow. Thyme is like a really good perennial, which means that like if I can plant it, get it to grow, it'll be there forever. And I can just have thyme and harvest thyme because I've realized that this might be one of my favorite seasonings. I didn't originally like thyme, but I realized that this is one of the main seasonings that's used in mushroom soup, and I've been growing my own mushrooms. Speaking of which, I just harvested some of my own mushrooms. I'll put a clip in it here. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining really heavy right now, but I want to show you something. Look! It doesn't smell like anything. It's like a little mushroomy, but not very much. These things grow so fast. For anyone who doesn't know, these are oyster mushrooms. They're an edible type of mushroom. They grow so well. Joe bought me one of these like mushroom grow kits. I've wanted one of these for so long. It's only been like 2 weeks-ish, and this has grown so incredibly well. I'm really excited because I can make this into mushroom soup, which is like one of my most favorite soups. I'm one of those weird people who actually really likes mushrooms. But I can also use the bag that's in this to continue growing mushrooms because it's just mycelium. Twist. Oh, oof. Okay, I had a lot of the grain spawn that came with it. It does smell like mushroomy. And then I think I can actually soak this again. But yeah, look at all of that. Okay, I'm gonna go trim this, and then probably tonight I will make mushroom soup. Yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, I love mushrooms. So the main reason that I want to grow thyme is because I've also been growing mushrooms. I love mushroom soup. I grew up on mushroom soup because I'm a weirdo. It's just from one of those like grow your own mushroom kits, but you can reuse the spawn that's in that bag to make more kits, if that makes any sense. You can basically use it as mushroom seed. So I'm working on growing a bunch of mushrooms, specifically oyster mushrooms. And if I could make my own thyme, that would be so good. It would be delicious. And then I also grabbed 2 So Right seeds tomatoes, a yellow Brandywine, and a Cherokee Purple. I don't believe that I have the yellow Brandywine, but I do have the pink and red Brandywine. The Cherokee Purple is one that I'd never heard of, so this is another one I really want to try, but I decided to only grab 2 tomatoes, even though they had like a ton of them, because again, I don't want to overwhelm myself. And then the last thing that I grabbed is just some giant zucchini. I'm not entirely sure where this brand is from, but this is just a good old-fashioned zucchini, and even if I have to plant this whole freaking pack, I want to get zucchinis to grow this year. So I'm gonna try. So those are the seeds that I grabbed from the seed library in Kansas City. I need to check with a bunch of the local libraries here and see if any of them also have a seed library, because that would be really useful to know for the future. Even though I've got the seeds that I need for this season, I've got plenty of seeds already, it will also be a really nice place to bring seeds. I have a ton of vine peach seeds that if I had known I was going to a seed library, I would have brought them just to donate so that other people can grow vine peaches, because I'm never gonna get through the sheer volume of seeds that I have of the vine peach. Speaking of which, I need to mail some to my cousin. So this year is gonna be a little bit weird. We're moving. I know, I'm in the middle of the process of developing our backyard, and we're gonna have a different backyard, which means that I'm going to be starting over from putting in garden beds and developing the space, which means that I need to take apart some of the garden beds. But because we already have so much stuff to move, I'm probably not going to be taking a bunch of the garden beds and the soil with us. So this upcoming year is mostly going to be about building garden beds and building soil. So this upcoming year, I'm going to be trying an all hydroponic garden, which is growing in water instead of soil. I've never done anything like this. I have gotten some things to work out. Here, let me show you. So this is a cucumber plant that I started. It's really leggy. I didn't get to it soon enough, and so it got really tall. So this is filled with a hydroponic nutrient solution. I did use soil, which is not great because, as you can see, it stains the water. So I'm doing a little experimenting right now so that when we get to the new space, I can set up the full garden. This was my first hydroponic plant. So this is some basil that I've been growing hydroponically in the windowsill. As you can see, it's got lots of roots. Unfortunately, there is algae growing inside, which is why it's green, but it works. I'm growing a plant with nothing but water and nutrients. It's very cool. So this is some Genovese basil. I'm also trying to hydroponically start seeds in cotton balls, in sponges. I'm doing a bunch of seed starting experiments so that by the time that we move, I should be ready to start planting a lot more things for the season. But yeah, this is what we're working with. It's really weird, but if it works, I mean, why not grow plants in jars? It smells very good. Also, look at how big my Enjoy pothos has gotten. I think this is the Enjoy. I've been taking a bunch of cuttings from this. It was like this far out. It looks so good. Oh, she's beautiful. She's doing great. How dry is she? Does she need water? She can go a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm so proud of her. Look how beautiful this plant is. I don't know if you remember, but about a year ago in January, this was a single leaf. It's looking great. Thank you for coming along with me. I'm gonna try and post on here regularly, but my main focus right now is getting up weekly videos on my main channel. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you later.